Welcome to Boots in Baltimore. I'm LeeAnn Blanchard. I'm here with Milli, who is the Executive Director of Live Baltimore. So what is Live Baltimore and how did it get started?
Live Baltimore is a nonprofit organization that was started back in 1997 by a group of residents who were very passionate about living in the city and they wanted more neighbors. And so they started this organization as sort of a counter to what was at the time appearing in the Sunday Sun real estate section, which was all ads for new construction development in our surrounding counties. And so they really wanted to put something up to show off our city neighborhoods that had already been constructed and that were historic and beautiful. And so we were founded by those folks back then, and we have been around ever since, advertising neighborhoods, promoting the city as a great place to live, and encouraging folks to become home buyers.
Okay, so Live Baltimore is this nonprofit organization. It's been around for longer than I expected, and it's also quite large. When I was doing research, I didn't realize how many people were involved. So you as the executive director, how many people are employees? How many volunteers do you have?
Well, I don't think we're quite large, my goodness. We consider ourselves to be a pretty small but mighty team. So we're responsible for marketing the entire city to residents, and there's only 10 of us. Until recently, we were a staff of 8, and then we were very grateful to be able to hire 2 new folks. So we are a mighty team of 10. We extend our staff with the help of volunteers, especially for things like our Trolley Tour event. And so for those events, we'll bring in roughly 30 volunteers or so. But and we can always use more volunteers for those events because they are busy events. But yeah, we're a team of 10, and we're located here in our Charles Street Home Center, which we've been in since I think about 2001. We've been in this building.
It's a beautiful location, and obviously right downtown, which is perfect for what you're promoting.
Yeah.
So Live Baltimore, what is the impact that you guys have had? I know it's a little early for 2022 numbers, but how do you measure how you've impacted the community?
Yeah, well, we're very proud to say that we assist more home buyers in Baltimore City than any other organization. We just finished analyzing our data for our 2022 fiscal year. So we know that last year we assisted at least 1,787 home buyers in the city. That's 16% of the city's market, or 1 in 6 individuals who purchased a home in the city interacted with us in a way that was meaningful enough that we were able to capture their information and to track them back to their home purchase. So we know that our reach is probably a lot greater than that. We have around 280,000 people researching neighborhoods and home buying incentives on our website every single year. So it's a pretty big impact for a pretty small organization, and it's work that we're really proud of. I know that again in FY22 we had our buyers purchase in 87% of the neighborhoods that had any kind of housing market activity. So it's a very citywide, broad reach, and 211 neighborhoods we had an impact on last year. And there's 278 neighborhoods in Baltimore City, in case you were wondering. Yes, so 211 of, there's 278 neighborhoods, around 252 have housing. And not all of those will have a home sale in each year because some of them have
very small.
And so of the neighborhoods that had home sales, we were in 211.
Wow. So this is a very collaborative effort. It seems like you help everybody. It's kind of the clearinghouse for information on all of the different programs.
Yeah.
So what is your role in connecting all of those stakeholders?
Yeah, well, as a citywide organization, we do have relationships with smaller groups that are really focused on individual geographies. So, CDCs, organizations like Southwest Baltimore Partnership, like Central Baltimore Partnership. Yeah, so all of those umbrella groups that are working in really concentrated neighborhood areas, we're partnering with them. They're engaging in our events. We're doing market data analysis, sharing out that data with them. So it's very much, sort of a hub and spoke model, right? So we're this citywide umbrella. There's other umbrellas that are focusing on smaller geographies. And we are a connector between those organizations. We're also working with members of the real estate community, with city government, with community partners. So we have a lot of different stakeholders. We get to meet a lot of folks who are passionate about the city. And we see a lot of those folks come together at our trolley tour events. That's probably the nexus where everybody really meets.
Well, you mentioned trolley tours before. What are trolley tours?
Yes. So the trolley tour is probably the thing that we are best known for, other than our I Love City Life bumper sticker, which is definitely something we're best known for. But the trolley tour events have been taking place since 1998. So we've been doing them for a very long time. They are citywide home buying events, and they have 3 parts. They are an opportunity for people to take a narrated bus tour of city neighborhoods, so to see neighborhoods that they probably otherwise might not get into.
It really is a tour.
It really is a tour.
You're taking
it is
people
a tour,
out.
yes. They are not trolleys. They are regular buses. They are nice buses. They are
Ding,
nice
ding.
buses. That's a long story about why they're called trolley tours. But so it's a narrated bus tour. It is also an opportunity to come and take workshops on a whole variety of topics related to the home buying process. There's a city living fair, so you can meet with neighborhood associations. You can they'll try and pitch you on why their neighborhood is the best neighborhood. I know Arcadia is the best neighborhood. My association would tell you. And you can meet with real estate professionals who are knowledgeable and skilled in working in the city and working with city incentives, and other folks who can help you with the home buying process. So those are really the 3 parts: the bus tour, the workshops, and then the city living fair. But the reason a lot of folks will come out to the event is because it's a qualifying event that makes you eligible to apply for $5,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance. Yes, from the city of Baltimore. So thanks to our partners at Baltimore City's Department of Housing and Community Development, there are down payment and closing cost awards available after each trolley tour.
Wow. So speaking of all of these incentives and programs and things like that, one of the questions that I get as a realtor is, if I'm a first-time home buyer, or if I'm doing live where I work, or all of those different programs that people can qualify for. What are the resources that you have available, or how do you keep all that straight and keep track of it all?
Yeah, well, we pride ourselves on being experts in all of the different city incentive programs and state incentive programs as well. Although I will say mortgage lenders are the best folks to talk to about Maryland Mortgage Program, because there's a lot of different aspects to that program. But so we are working with our partners at the city and at other organizations all the time to learn about what programs they're offering and any changes to that information. We take that information out on the road. We teach a continuing education class to realtors at the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors. We just did one of those on Tuesday. We also do consumer education. So we teach free classes that we call 6 o'clock sessions. We offer a class about all of the incentive programs every other month. We just did one on Wednesday. So
is that here? Is that online?
So they're all virtual. Since the pandemic, people really enjoy the evening classes. I mean, trolley tours need to be in person, because there's nothing that can replace. You got to get into a neighborhood to really feel it. So there's nothing like that, and there's nothing like those face-to-face connections that people make with individuals at the City Living Fair. But for our evening classes, we do those virtually. And we offer every other month an opportunity for people to come and get an overview of what all of the different incentive programs are. You don't have to take everything away from those classes. It's a lot of information. So we also have our website, which people can reference. So livebaltimore.com has information about every single incentive program that's available. And then we also offer customer service. You can call us and you can talk to an expert in these programs from 9 to 5. 5 days a week. We can answer your questions one-on-one.
So if somebody is interested in buying a home, at what stage should they contact you?
Well, I think they should contact us early in the process. I think, and as a real estate agents are a really important part of the process, but they're not actually the first folks that we recommend that people who are thinking about buying talk to. We definitely recommend that they come to livebaltimore.com, create a profile, start looking at neighborhoods, start thinking about areas that they might be interested in. And then we recommend that they talk to a lender, because it's really important that you understand your financial situation before you start going out with a real estate agent and looking at houses that maybe you might not be able to afford, or might be more than you want to spend on your monthly housing costs. So those are really important things. The other thing that we say is, if you're interested in any of the down payment and closing cost programs, you've got to complete homeownership counseling. And homeownership counseling can be done with any one of the 12 city-approved homeownership counseling agencies. You complete it by attending a homeownership workshop and a counseling session that's a one-on-one session. And once you've done those two things, you get a certificate. And every single city incentive program requires that you get that certificate before you make an offer on a home. Critical. So come see us. We can talk to you about this whole process. Create a profile on livebaltimore.com. If you're going to use incentive funds, go ahead and get your counseling done. It's good for 12 months. It's not too early to do it. Talk to a lender about what you can afford and what you want to afford, how much you want to spend.
Right.
And then get a real estate agent and go explore those neighborhoods. So that's what we would recommend.
Yeah, I would say that's critical, because a lot of times people think contacting a real estate agent is the first place, or they've been looking on Zillow and they're like, oh, that's my house.
Right.
The problem is, if they don't have their financing in order, the houses have been selling so quick that we can't help them, because the house is gone by the time they're ready to move.
Yeah. And just why waste your time as a home buyer? Why waste your agent's time, who's really working with you as a partner and putting a lot of time and energy and effort into your home purchase? Don't waste anybody's time. Know what you're looking for. Get a sense of the neighborhoods that you want to be in by exploring on our website. Figure out what you want to spend, and then go out and shop for houses. I know it's the fun part, but it's the biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life. So put in some of the work on the front end, and you'll have a much better result on the back end.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your expertise. And everyone should know about Live Baltimore. And definitely, because everyone buys a house. Everyone knows someone who wants to buy a house. So it's I think an under advertised resource. Again, as a real estate agent, we get these questions all the time, and this is hugely beneficial. So thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for asking to do this and for spreading the word about Live Baltimore. Everybody should come and see us. Our trolley tour events are free. LiveBaltimore.com is a free resource. You can make a profile and save neighborhoods to your profile. And we'd love to hear from you by email or phone and help you out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This is Boots in Baltimore. Again, Live Baltimore. It's the best housing resource in Baltimore. Thank you.